Alright, and we're back, and there was another letter.
July 1882. Great and beloved King, Monsieur Beaujolais and I have finished the diagram. We checked the figures many times, and Monsieur is confident that it will work. 8 identical fixtures are to be made from the diagram and placed in the theater exactly as specified. I'm sending the diagram with your courier. Be full of hope and have courage. All will be well. Your own, Wagner.
Amazing.
Ludwig as the classical Greek hero.
Aww. That's kind of sweet.
The great patron himself.
Aww. Oh, I can hear. Through here. Let's have a look over here.
These look like production designs.
I think they
These
are.
look like...
Yes, don't have to keep telling me.
These look...
What's over here? No, 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 no. Okay. About this.
opera costumes.
Okay. That's nice.
This must be a model of Wagner's own theater, here in Bayreuth.
Alright, so, into here then. Oh, we've done it all then. Hey, Georg? What's that? What's in the box?
What's that book in the case?
Cosima Wagner's journal. It's locked up for preservation.
Huh. Wagner souvenirs. Don't think I need any of those.
Aww. Wagner cries.
What are you doing here if the museum is closed?
They always like to have a caretaker here. It's a good job for me. I can soak in the atmosphere of the maestro while I compose.
What are you composing?
This? Oh, a new arrangement. One of Wagner's pieces.
For the Bayreuth Opera?
No. I am only a student at the university. I study music, composition, conducting.
Aww. Tell me more.
Is there much of a call for conductors in Europe?
Ask my brother. He is the conductor for the Munich Opera.
Well, that's convenient. Does that mean you get free opera tickets?
Yes.
Why?
I get a week's pass to the Opernfestspiele, the opera festival in Munich. It starts in a few months.
Hope I'm still around to see it.
Come with me if you like. If you're still around, I can go backstage and all sorts of things.
I'd love that. If I'm still in Germany, I'll call you, all right?
Yeah, good.
Good. And then we make out, and we make the babies, and all we do all the things.
Tell me about Wagner.
He was a character. He spent most of his life trying to convince rich patrons to subsidize his work. Unfortunately, he had expensive tastes. You see, he believed that someone of his genius deserved to live well.
Funny
Can't
that.
argue with that.
But Ludwig II supported him, didn't he?
Yeah, sure, but Ludwig came along very late in Wagner's life. By then, he had already been run out of Venice and most major cities because of debt. Ludwig saved him. And the music. Best thing Ludwig ever did.
Aww. You don't think much.
Do you know anything about that letter from Wagner to Ludwig in the display case? The one about the diagram?
Ah, no. Some sort of equipment for Ludwig's theater. But I don't know why Wagner would have cared about this. If he was worried about any theater, you would think it would have been his own theater, here, in Bayreuth.
Have you ever heard about the letter that Ludwig wrote to the Munich conductor in 1882 telling him to prepare for a new Wagner opera?
You're full of surprises for
Am
an
I?
American.
What do you know about it?
No one knows anything about it. It's like a treasure map, you know? It's probably a complete fairy tale, but it does make you wonder.
It does.
You have no idea what it could have referred to? Maybe something that Wagner was working on with Ludwig?
If there was, there's no trace of it. Except perhaps in the dreams of unemployed music students.
Ha! Like yourself. Oh well. Where to do? We go from here. Oh, we go meet that dude now. Man, that car must be terrible if it keeps making screechy noises. Oh, it's a pretty thing. And technically we've got to skip buttons, but hey, it's our first time here, we might as well walk across. Once for prosperity! Good God, this takes a while. Yes! Walking all the way to the railings. Where we can see a cross in the water, that's a bit weird. I think this is where Ludwig died. Don't kill yourself
This
here.
is where he died.
Hey!
You must be Grace.
I got it right.
Herr Dahlmeier.
Hello.
Josef. I didn't mean to startle you.
Wow!
I wanted you to see it.
Look at that hair.
I feel him here the most, you know, more than at the castle. So, what did you want to know?
Everything. Good Lord, there's lots to
Professor
speak about.
Barclay says your hobby is Ludwig.
Yes. He was the last real king that Bavaria had. As a Bavarian and a history buff, well, that's enough to hook me right there.
But there's more, right?
He was a romantic, you know. A dreamer. And he was misunderstood, maligned. And
Sounds like you can relate.
me? Hell, I have it easy. At least I live in the 1990s. And not every eye in the country is on me. But yes, I can relate.
You say that with such crazy eyes. Not every eye in the country is looking at me, but my eyes look at them.
You know about Ludwig's diary, right?
Of course.
How can I get my hands on it?
I'm sorry. I have been trying myself for 5 years. They keep it locked up tight in the Royal Archives and they don't let it out. They must think it contains things that will hurt his image.
They won't let anyone see it, not ever?
Only one person outside of the government ever got to see it, a biographer, Sir Richmond Chapel. He had friends among the German royals and they let him look at it.
Did you ever try to contact Chapel? Pick his brain?
No? And I don't believe I never thought of that. If you do and you find out anything, you must share.
It's a promise.
Alright, tell me about Ludwig.
Tell me about Ludwig.
I don't know where to start. There's so much. Politically, the most significant thing about Ludwig II was that he signed over independent Bavarian statehood to Prussia in 1870. Bavaria became a part of United Germany, and Ludwig became a figurehead prince under the Prussian Kaiser.
Why do you think he did that?
Bavaria had been involved in the 100 Years' War. People were tired of fighting. Prussia's push to unite the German states made some amount of sense. Still, Ludwig must have had other options. At the very least, he should have negotiated better terms.
So what was the real reason?
He was manipulated by Bismarck. At least that's what I think, anyway.
Ah, Bismarck. He gets around.
What about Ludwig personally?
You'll find two perspectives on Ludwig. The view the tourists get is the romantic ideal, Ludwig the tormented loner. Then there is the historian's point of view. Ludwig was plagued with guilt over his sexual orientation and was driven mad with self-loathing.
But I take it you're not buying either point of view.
Well, it's all too convenient, isn't it? That he was a devout Catholic, there is no question, and I'm sure there were pressures on him to be normal. But he was no prude.
Oh.
He loved Byron. Yes. Philosophy, the French court. If anything, Ludwig was too much an egomaniac. He didn't give a damn what anyone thought. And besides, he didn't try to hide any of his relationships. If he suffered from anything in his romantic life, it was disillusionment. No one loved him back as purely as he himself loved.
Grace looks very
Well,
confused by that.
if it wasn't sexual guilt that tormented him, what was it?
Werewolf guilt.
I don't know. His diary was filled with self-guilt, but I'm sure it's not about that. If I knew, I'd write my own book, set the record straight, so to speak.
That would be an interesting book to see on shelves. Ludwig as a werewolf. I don't know. Anyway, we're out of time. Bye bye.